Chat, here we go. We have Nwpo versus Mawkzy. This is the continuation of a challenge. Did you guys want to see the match? I think I need to... There we go. This is a continuation of a tweet I put out to challenge somebody to get 3 wins in a row. And Nwpo at 2-0 as he plays against Mawkzy here, which means $600 on the line if he does happen to win. Mawkzy, as we just had a nice hearty debate about, is one of the best players in 1v1 right now. Whether you have him at number 1 or not is a whole different story, but certainly one of the best tournament wins, or 2 tournament wins that we've seen in a long time. I would say Fear Fest finale was a pretty good win, and ranked royale he didn't win, but Rule 1v1, a win there as well from Mawkzy. Certainly one of the better tournament players, but how will he look in today's show match? He's trying to stop 2 different streaks today. He's trying to stop Nwpo's streak, who won over Chronic and Evo, and then later he's going to try and stop a streak against Yan, all on US East. So that is definitely going to be a tough challenge for Mawkzy, but one that he's willing to take. In fact, one of my big points that I've made earlier on the stream is that Mawkzy doesn't ever turn down a match. I think if he's not physically at his computer or he can't physically get to his computer, that is when he'll say no to a suggestion for a match. But just about any other match and any other situation, he will say yes to. Mawkzy should just pretend every 1v1 he plays is a tournament. It's true. That would definitely help a lot. I mean, Nwpo, on the other hand, he has not had much tournament success. I'm trying to think of his best performance in the tournament off the top of my head, but he has incredible show match history. I would say his peak in show matches has been unbelievable at times. The problem is that his floor, I mean, I was just watching Johnny's stream. Now, it's a problem going live shortly after Johnny, especially when Nwpo was in both streams. Like, I feel like I can't even talk about it, because it feels like I'm just either A, saying all the same stuff Johnny said, so it seems like I'm copying him, or or I just say it again and all of you guys are hearing it for the second time. So basically Nwpo's good. That's what you need to know. Nwpo should pretend every 1v1 is a KSA team 1v1 match. Yeah, Nwpo and the rest of the KSA squad doing really well. Chat, who would you guys have as the best region? And maybe we can get Johnny to tell us who he thinks. What is the best 1v1 region? That can mean whatever you want, I guess. I think I know what my answer is, and you guys have probably heard it before. Okay, everyone, yeah, well, listen, chat. Somebody's got to say something different, otherwise the conversation isn't very interesting. France, I like how it's not people saying EU, it's people saying France, because I didn't say region. They're just saying France or KSA. One of the two. Sam is like a I want to be cool pick almost. Listen, I love the top guys from Sam, but I don't know if they're ready to say they're an entire region of of dominant players. I definitely have Mina, or specifically KSA. I think the guys from there have historically dominated the one scene in a way that's certainly worth giving them best region. If Jack is in EU, then it's a conversation. Otherwise, Mina. Yeah, Johnny with us as well. But talking about Mina versus France, that has got to be one of the biggest, maybe the biggest countrywide 1v1. Was that the grand finals? It had to have been, right? That was the grand finals of the World Cup. Was Mina, or specifically KSA versus France. And as it should be. These are the 2 most dominant regions, and another entry into the log of matchups against each other will be happening today. Mawkzy just missed that. That was definitely free. But he snags a demo. Can he convert this? It's not an easy bounce to deal with. Mawkzy was gaining a ton of flack after his match against Zen in Rule 1v1, where he used a lot of demos to his advantage. After he won the whole thing, I sent Mawkzy a message I said, basically, congratulations. That's, that's a really tough tournament to win. I wanted to make sure he got his nod. And he talked about how people were getting mad at him for demoing Zen in order to win. And he said, I wish these players could go on the field and try and demo Zen. That was his response to it, which I don't know if he ever got to say to everybody else. He said, if you guys think it's so easy or so cheap to demo Zen, I want you to join on the field and see if you can do it. It is not easy to chase guys like Nwpo or Zen down. It's near impossible. It's a great 50 from Mawkzy as he tries to bring himself back in this game. Nwpo had the early lead. But both these guys are insane grinders. One thing that I just thought of, just thinking about they've been playing today. Nwpo already played a match. Nwpo played against TRK, which I think my match will be coming way later than that one because this will be like almost a week from now. So I do think I could comfortably mention the result. Mine will be like next Monday. Johnny's had to be come out earlier. If not, sorry. I've given you tons of warning because I've talked about it for the past 20 seconds. But Nwpo won that one in a sweep. And Mawkzy has been playing tons of ranked. He was streaming for multiple hours and is now going to be playing 2 more matches. These guys just are hardcore grinders. That's what Nwpo has been known for too, I feel like, in the community. Mawkzy has a chance to be within 1 here. 18 seconds left to go. We haven't talked a ton about what's going on in this match because I feel like there's been so much to cover in terms of the history as we approach this. But 2 of the absolute biggest grinders from their regions going up against each other. Mawkzy with a kickoff win has his boost as well. Low 50 with Nwpo. Nwpo is going to be very low. So Mawkzy decides to back off and play the last few seconds to go to an air dribble bump late. Oh, he got on the wrong side of the ball. It doesn't matter. Nwpo basically doesn't have to do anything. Even if Nwpo wasn't on the field, I'm not sure Mawkzy gets back to that one. So Nwpo pulls out to an early lead and holds on to it. Game number 1. Game number 2. Nwpo and Mawkzy in a best of 7. Mawkzy had decent momentum towards the end of that game. Fairly low-scoring game, certainly for a Nwpo game as well. He's the kind of guy who really loves to score and can run up matches, but Mawkzy not letting him. Demo from Mawkzy as a last-ditch effort to stop Nwpo's long shot. He's into a bounce dribble. Nice delay here as Nwpo sets up shadowing, sees the bounce dribble starting, and turns to challenge. Chat, what's your top 5 1v1 nations? Top 5 1v1 nations. Is that hard? I feel like if you don't have to order them, that almost feels easy. KSA, France, Brazil, the US. Wait, who's the 5th? England, I guess? Yeah. Is that who else could be in it? I'm looking to see if anybody has another one. If you have to order them, it's a different story. The Netherlands. Does the Netherlands have enough? Not sure. You guys will figure it out in chat, I'm sure. Nwpo air dribble. He tries to score his first, and he does. We saw Yan doing this a ton in his previous games, and we'll see. I saw Nwpo doing this when he was playing against TRK earlier on Johnny's stream. Lots of dribble fakes in the air, specifically air dribble fakes where they pull off in 50 from behind it. Both Nwpo and Yan are so deadly on the ball in air dribbles. They're going to have defenders pre-jumping them a lot and doing their best to try and save those shots. So if you can expertly handle 50s and pulling off the ball, you can really convert on a lot. And Yan's certainly doing it a lot. Seems like Nwpo's doing it a bit today as well. Mawkzy really quick to this ball. Be able to score this. Nwpo, of course, always a speedy recoverer, but not quite enough. Mawkzy's going to get another 3-1. These two guys have played twice. Sorry. These guys have played twice before. I think maybe once on my stream and once in the World Cup. I can pull up RL duels on the side. But I believe they're 1-1. In fact, they might even be perfectly tied in games as well. I think they might have traded 3-1 victories over each other. I'm just going to pull it up. I love RL duels. Nwpo, not the kind of guy to get held to one goal. Of course, tons of time left on the clock. Great catch. It's these mix-ups for Nwpo that are the cherry on top of his game. You know, as soon as Mawkzy starts to plan on Nwpo making these ground plays or these late plays on the dribbles, that's when we're going to see the double resets and the crazy flicks in the air as well. Nwpo's chance for a third, and he actually just barely missed it wide. Mawkzy in control now. Haven't seen him go to his flick much yet today. That was probably his first opportunity to go to the classic Mawkzy flick, and he didn't connect, and now he's able to handle the pressure of Nwpo. Best of 7, correct. All right, now's my chance while they're watching the replay to go verify that I was right, even though chat at this point has probably told me, but I switched to another tab. I can't see you guys for a brief moment. Oh, they played 3 times. They played 3 times. So I take that all back. Mawkzy, another goal, 5-2. It is currently 2-1 in favor of Mawkzy. In March of 2022, June of 2022, Mawkzy won twice. But most recently in March of 23, Nwpo was able to beat Mawkzy. All best of 5s. And Mawkzy told me at the start of today that he is specifically good at best of 7s. He said, is this going to be a best of 7? Because if it's best of 5, you know I lose best of 5s, but I don't lose best of 7. Wait, they asked me? Oh, I need to change the top of the stream. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay. I'm all mixed up here. Update header. How about now? Did I not hit the update header button? Does it say best of 7 now? It should, right? Yeah, okay, it's fixed now. I had done it, but I didn't hit the button to confirm it. Mawkzy not getting much out of that double jump dribble, but deciding to leave the ball, which was a bit surprising. But what shouldn't be surprising is that after he left the ball grab boost, he immediately speed flips and used 60 of his tank that he just got in order to get right back to the ball. Couldn't control that quick enough to get a flick chance. You see Mawkzy jumping immediately as a way to maybe potentially dodge a demo. Nwpo just wants to go next. Want to see... Yeah, see, Mawkzy was expecting an early challenge there as Nwpo got back to the ball. That was what that first jump was most likely about. He just bailed out of it quickly. And these guys are expecting me to end it here, which I will. Game number 2 to Mawkzy. Nwpo looked like a car change, although I imagine he stays in the Fennec, just a different one. Game number 3. What? Okay, I did not expect this. The Dominus. Nwpo would never dare bring out the Dominus on Johnny's stream. But here, he could be a bit more comfortable. I've seen a lot of players play well in 1v1 in the Dominus. Specifically, I feel like Chronic back in the day when he was playing some of his best 1v1 did play a lot of it in the Dominus. So we'll see how he does today. I can't remember the last time somebody used the Dominus. We've seen, of course, the Sentio from Zapatos and the Batmobile Daniel used a little bit in the past couple games. Those are plank hitbox, which is slightly different from the Dominus hitbox. And I don't think I've seen Dominus hitbox played in a long time. Maybe AJ might have played a random game in the Dominus. Nwpo's going to own goal. I mean, that's just what happens when you play the Dominus, apparently. I mean, actually, legitimately, that was because of the Dominus. He not the own goal. The own goal was just him panicking after messing up. But he drove under the ball, and his new low hitbox went underneath it when he was trying to chip it. And then he had to panic recover. Mawkzy's going to get another. Nwpo. Can he keep his wits about him? I wouldn't say the switch to the Dominus is any indicator of tilt. I think somebody in chat thought that that's what was happening here with Nwpo, but I don't think so. The forfeit happens a lot in ones. Don't think it has to be an indicator of tilt. Certainly the switch to the Dominus is something I haven't seen him do before, but misses that corner boost. Mawkzy bumping him off the kickoff. The Dominus is way different than switching between the Octane and the Fennec. There was some discussion from T-Bates specifically, and there's been a lot of discussion about it in the past, but the differences between Octane and Fennec. And I always have a tough time listening to those because I can't ever tell if people are trying to actually say that they're legitimately different, you know, like their stats are, or if they're just describing how the difference in visuals feel to them. But they say some very questionable things like, yeah, it hits harder. It has a harder, like, you know, high maximum power, but the other one is more consistent. I'm like, wait a second, guys. We know they're all the same, right? Like, I understand if you think they look a little bit different. Anyways, I'm not the best guy to have the car difference conversation with because I just can't get over how I know that they are the same and that it's all just the placebo that it makes you feel. Or I guess, if anything, the Fennec is closer to the box of the hitbox. You guys think you would play well? I was thinking about this earlier. You guys think you would play well if there was a car that was exactly the hitbox? Like it had no visuals, it was just the hitbox. I'm not sure it would be better, would it? I think it would almost throw you off. Mawkzy, nice read. Low 50, incredible. As he looks to set up that flick, I mean, Nwpo does what you really have to do against Mawkzy, which is not let him get dribbles like that, because he will just pick you apart. If you let him time and again get the ball on top of his car and approach the net, he will flick it past you. So you have to challenge him earlier. And if Mawkzy's on his game, there's maybe nothing you can do. Nice low 50. The kickoff wins have been huge for him. The Dominus has been a big issue. I was going to say this when I was watching Nwpo play in his previous matches and including on Johnny's stream. One of Nwpo's strengths to me was his kickoff. His kickoff was so good. I mean, everybody he was playing against always had first possession, whether he was scoring it or not. That hasn't been the case. Sorry, I want to watch them again. This is close margins. That hasn't been the case so far for Nwpo, especially not in this game 3 in the Dominus. But as I say that, he's just trying to make me look dumb. Maybe he does have a great kickoff in the Dominus because he scores another direct one and he's got the game tied up. Nwpo, that'll be the lead. Is this Dominus specifically from any player? Chat, would you guys say that this is somebody who... I'm trying to think. Gimmick. Okay, yeah, okay. I wanted somebody else to say it in chat before I sounded dumb. But I agree, gimmick. So specifically, I remember in Season 6, which was the first LAN that I went to. Mawkzy's so cheeky, dude. Mawkzy's so cheeky. As soon as he flicks it over the top of Nwpo, he throws an I got it, and he has just absolutely nothing to say when Nwpo responds with a question mark. But I remember at Season 6 LAN, they had come out with painted items. Everyone was using titanium white Zombas. but the LAN client or something like that didn't have the painted items, or like they didn't have the ability to give everybody all the painted items. So everybody had to be in non-painted items, I'm pretty sure. So Gimmick had the regular Zombas with no paint instead of like the titanium white ones. At least that's why I felt like he made that. Maybe he had played that already a bunch. And then I feel like it became very popular. Nowadays, I think the LAN client's like exactly the same game, maybe. Nwpo, what a flick. He matched the Mawkzy flick. I mean, it wasn't really going to matter because the net was super wide open after Mawkzy flicked to the corner. He needed to try and rush to the net, but if Mawkzy was a little bit closer, probably still wouldn't get that save. What'd you do to Nwpo? Where's the real Octane one? Hey, all I did was set him up in a match against Mawkzy. Nwpo got really greedy. This is the downside. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that I've seen this work on occasion, you know, this shot as a shot that goes all the way to the net, but you really have to just graze it to get the right angle. And so it's super high risk because, of course, you miss the ball completely and you're just giving away a free goal. And it's nearly impossible to hit. But I've talked about it before. Nwpo is always willing to push the envelope when it comes to trying things that seem incredibly risky. And I think that's what's led to him being such a good player, his willingness to try absolutely everything and find out what works and what doesn't. Nwpo lost control of the ball as he got the resets. Mawkzy can't get the follow-up save. All Nwpo needs to do is just let the ball bounce on the post. It's a bit awkward to deal with Mawkzy. He had almost half of his wheels off the wall, it felt. So he couldn't get a solid clear. Delay kickoff! Nwpo just slams it right past him. Mawkzy throws the nice one. That almost felt like that was a defensive nice one before Nwpo got him. Wow, what a read. I don't know if he saw that Mawkzy was delaying it. That's a small window to hit it through. He found it. 30 seconds. Dominus Nwpo. Seems like he found the answer, what he needed in this game. Reset all the way to the ground. High bounce. Mawkzy is probably going to survive the next 14 seconds, but he needs to do more than just that. Oh, he got really greedy there. Yeah, he's going to throw it next. I don't know if he clipped off the post a little bit, but he definitely could have had that save if he had flipped, but he wanted to catch it and prepare to carry it and take it all the way the other way, because flipping it and keeping it out of the net for a brief moment is not worth it. He needs more than just a save because he needs 2 goals. So game number 4. Nwpo and Mawkzy. Nwpo back into Fennec. Interesting. He just had a pinch hitter, which was the Dominus for game 3. And now it's back to the regular Fennec. And we'll see if it pays off. Chat, by the way, I've seen a lot of discourse. Maybe I can help a little bit. We do have only English in the chat. That's a pretty standard rule across streams. Usually, whatever the streamer and mod team are capable of understanding, it's the only language you can really talk in, because the other languages aren't moderatable. In this case, we're all English speakers here, so fortunately, it is English only. But one thing that I have encouraged is anybody can watch party. In the past, some of the streamers who stream in other languages will watch party, and those are great places to talk in those languages. But I can't guarantee that anybody's watch partying, unfortunately. Doesn't mean you can't hit go live right now and reuse the content if you want to have it in a certain language. Mawkzy missing his flip. Trying to control it onto the wall. I think the problem with trying to add mods of different languages as well, because we actually did that. Around when I was having KV1 a ton on the stream, when I first had KV1 on, great flick from Mawkzy, one of the first times we've seen him doing one of his classic flicks. It just became out of hand where we only had one mod who could speak Portuguese, and then sometimes the mod wasn't here, and then people were kind of confused. Wait, I thought we were allowed to speak Portuguese, and I was like, you know what? Never mind. We probably just have to do English only. It's just going to be too hard to maintain all that. Nwpo. Nice save. The pre-jump converts it for a goal. What's your favorite football team? Which kind of football are you talking about? Nwpo getting really far on the right side of the ball. To be fair, I actually don't watch either football. I don't know why I had you clarify. I don't think I have a favorite football team on either. Mawkzy, his back corner boost stolen. He tried to double jump pinch the ball out. Did not succeed. So he's likely to get scored on. That was probably his last opportunity to relieve himself of the pressure that Nwpo was going to be able to put on with grabbing a possession and stealing his back corner boost. Mawkzy was in big trouble. That's why we see him going for a bit of a prayer there by double jumping and trying to pinch it out. If he could get it all the way out of his corner and buy himself a bit of time to reset, he's probably still on defense, but at least a position he can handle as opposed to what will almost surely be a Nwpo goal, which is 100-0 and possession in favor of Nwpo. Nice flip by Nwpo. Very intentional pass to himself off the wall, or off the post, I should say, but he didn't quite get it to the other side. He saw Nwpo going to steal his back corner boost. Even though he was forced to make a save, he is good enough at this game that he has no problem sniping the post and using it as a pass to set up the other way. This jump is just a fake to get Nwpo back into net. Nwpo did try and double jump, made it possible for Mawkzy to sneak it in. He just missed the finish. And Nwpo diving and missing. Mawkzy maybe just collecting this ball faster than Nwpo realized. Yeah, it's not easy to get that quick catch and get the ball into a position where you can flick it. Normally there's a certain amount of dead time as the ball comes down, as the player tries to control it and then is capable of flicking it. Nwpo is basically just betting that there's going to be at least, you know, a moment where Mawkzy hadn't already caught it, but the problem was Mawkzy caught it instantly and flicked it past him. Nwpo now uses every last bit of his boost to make the save, so he's going to have to counterattack on 0. Didn't get back to this ball, so he should have to leave. No, wait a second. He's going to take a shot, and a good one at that. Mawkzy forced to make a miraculous save. Nwpo was able to at least get away with the boost steal. Mawkzy forces him out of this corner, though. It can be important to... That's going to be a goal for Nwpo. It can be important to keep your attack at a cadence that does not go across the net too fast. And the reason why, because you'll see players a lot attack, steal a corner, attack, steal a corner, attack, steal a corner, you know, and keep the player pinned. Whereas if you play it too quickly, like Nwpo does, I mean, Nwpo plays really fast, you can go back to the other side of the field. The boost hasn't respawned, so you can't steal it and keep the person back. You won't have, you know, the advantage to do so, so you have to leave. This kind of saw that happen to Nwpo. I'm not sure if he would have beat Mawkzy or not. They were both very, very close. He was going to have a full field dribble. You know how much he loves these. He actually hasn't been doing it too often. He hasn't attacked through the air pretty much at all so far today because he's just been taking resets and then protecting the ball all the way to the ground. But he slams this one in. Mawkzy has had some miraculous saves as well. I mean, that just should have been in. That just should have been straight in, and Mawkzy still almost saved it. He got the ball off the post, and if the angle was even a little bit better, it would have just rattled around the net instead of going in. But it does fall in. Nwpo with a 2-goal lead. About to win the best of 5, but as Mawkzy said, he is better in best of 7s. He's got faith in himself to bring it around in 7 full games. And he might need them all. Mawkzy down 3 with a minute left to go. Nwpo's just so fast. I mean, Mawkzy decided to go no ball cam on this. But it didn't matter. He was just recovering as fast as he could for a prayer save. Nice bump. Actually, might have created himself a scoring opportunity out of something that really felt like it wasn't going to be. I mean, Nwpo does still recover. It was just challenging immediately. To be fair, Mawkzy's used that to his advantage a lot. Oh, what a fake! Nwpo! Wait, did he do this intentionally? Because if so, it's a great fake. Mawkzy wants to go next. Rushes to the ball and gets Mawkzy off the wall expecting the shot. I think Nwpo lined it up so that he wouldn't touch the wall. Or sorry, they wouldn't touch the ball, but just land on the back wall. Nwpo, 3-1. Mawkzy has to win 3 straight if he wants to take him down. Game number 5. Who could have known that the secret to the series was going to be a nice Dominus switch after a loss? But right back to the Fennec, and that seems to still be working for him. Mawkzy scores first with his back against the wall. I swear, if he ends up winning the best of 7, then he is a savant. How did he know? Nwpo right now doesn't look like a guy who's losing to anybody. The thing is, this has always been hiding underneath. Nwpo used to dominate the 1 scene without playing ones. Very rarely does a player come into the show match scene and play so well without being highly rated. Mawkzy just barely didn't miss. The biggest one, chat, who would you guys say is the biggest, most well-known non-ranked grinder, at least in comparison to how good he was at show matches? I feel like one player comes to mind. Actually, Zen is not the person I thought of. Chat seems to think of Zen, which, to be fair, right before Zen started playing his first show matches, he was top 10. You know, before his first show match on Johnny's, this is a great shot by Nwpo. Zen was top 10, which implies he played at least a little bit of ones. Mawkzy trying to jump off that back wall. Nwpo attacking from the right, or attacking towards the right side of the net. Makes it as awkward as possible for Mawkzy to make a defensive play. He has to cover the whole net in order to do it. Nwpo puts it behind him. But I was thinking of Joria's, chat, as Nwpo ties the game. I was thinking of Joria's. A lot of you guys have said Joria's. That's who I was thinking of. I feel like when he was number 1 and he was dominating, he wasn't even on the leaderboard at all. Guys like Khaled and Jack, you know, were fighting for rank 1 and near the top, and Joria's would just come to a tournament and win it. So that was Nwpo as well. Nwpo, when he started playing, I don't think he was much on in the 1s leaderboard at all. But now, it's different. Now I think he's top 10 or top 15, or he's very high. He started playing ranked 1s as well. Now, nobody will ever play as much ranked 1s as Mawkzy, but Nwpo certainly at least started. A couple days ago, by the way, Mawkzy had a 24-hour stream. A 24-hour stream, which every time I checked in, he was just playing ranked 1s, which is insane. How can you do that for so long? I don't know. I don't have it in me anymore. Maybe once upon a time, I know I used to grind some video games when I was Mawkzy's age, for sure. But there is no shot I could play any sort of Rocket League for like 24 hours straight, let alone 1v1s. Mawkzy, very interesting decision to go to the midfield. So many different players right there just accept the back corner boost. They get their save, and they go, all right, I'll get my corner. Nwpo will leave. I'll have possession. But Mawkzy doesn't. Mawkzy very intentionally fights for what is not a guaranteed win at the midfield, but by getting the 100 and undercutting Nwpo, he has made his position 10 times better than it otherwise would have been. It's almost a guaranteed, I mean, it's not a guaranteed goal, but the way Mawkzy plays, if he can race somebody to the midfield like that, starve them of all their boosts, grab possession and the 100, that is such an advantageous position. Whereas so many different players will never even try that. They'll see that they could get boosts. This is a great cut. As Nwpo looks to turn and challenge, Mawkzy just puts it behind him. So many players will just accept possession, though, is what I'm saying. They're fine as long as they get their 100 and they get their boost. I don't care. I don't care what you're doing. I just want my possession and my 100. Mawkzy says, no, that's not enough for me. I want possession, I want 100, and I want you starved. And I'm willing to risk it all for it. Because if he doesn't grab the boost, then he's completely given up his possession. In fact, he's probably setting himself up for the exact opposite play. Nwpo with 100, Nwpo with boost, or sorry, Nwpo with the ball, and Mawkzy with nothing. Mawkzy now, full field dribbles. Once upon a time, this was not a part of his game. Certainly not his strength like it is for Nwpo, but it is definitely part of it. A shot to get himself a third. Nwpo's had a ton of these wave dash shots and these single jump shots that he does that have, like, they're jumping right around the ball. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but there's a similar vein that, like, jump in, chip, dribble around, these quick wave dash shots. It seems like he's trying to zap dash a lot in shooting. Oh, Nwpo just lost the ball completely. He's on the wrong side of it. What is he doing here as he recovers as well? Yeah, this did seem like a little bit of tell. I'm not surprised to see him forfeit. That would have been a crazy save if he had done it, like half flipping and 360ing around to try and make the save. But instead, it'll be a Mawkzy win. Game number 5 goes to Mawkzy. He needs 2 more. He wants to bring it all the way back. Best of 7. By the way, we have to run an ad, chat. Game number 6. Nwpo gets his midfield boost stolen from him. We were just talking a ton about how Mawkzy always wants to win those races and is willing to do it if it gets him 100 of his own. This is a great shot too. Just a really fast self-pass that I don't think you see a ton of people doing. Gets the demo, single jump, perfect landing on the wall, back out to the midfield for the shot to make sure he converts on the demo. Nwpo trying to just get a power shot past Mawkzy as he chased him down the field. Mawkzy just barely able to get the save. You love the wave dash kickoff bumps. It's definitely something Mawkzy's been using a ton. Single jumping into the kickoff, dashing out. I'm sure he would accept just racing to the ball if he could. Nwpo's so quick a lot of the times he has to just aim it at his car to bump him and throw him off. Mawkzy low 50, single jumping in case Nwpo was going for a demo, but Nwpo trying to make something happen on a tough angle with the ball. I'm really surprised Mawkzy didn't go to the corner there. See, I felt like there was an opportunity for Mawkzy to slam the ball into the corner and get 100, and I was wondering why he didn't. I don't know if he was trying to bait Nwpo into racing him there and then cutting in field, but playing it slow ended up not working out for him. He almost got around this one. Nwpo's just a menace. I felt like there wasn't a single moment that Nwpo really ever had possession. All he was doing was over and over again, losing it and then diving back to get it back. And Mawkzy just couldn't escape. Eventually, Nwpo got the goal. He's going to get this boost steal. Mawkzy misses the long shot. Camera check from Nwpo to see, is Mawkzy chasing me down? A great first touch to start this dribble all the way to ceiling height. He couldn't quite get it the whole way. Nwpo, will he go to dive and demo Mawkzy? Yeah, it's a little bit too telegraphed. Mawkzy knows what's happening here. And Nwpo not really ahead of the ball enough to be able to get away with it. You have to be... You know, the demo has to come really quick after you set it up on the back wall. You have to use a ton of boost to drive around it. I mean, that's the kind of margins that top players are going to see what you're doing and be able to react, make it not work in time. Mawkzy slammed to the ceiling. Makes it look like that's what he wanted to do all along. He's going to be forced to defend a Nwpo dribble now. Such a great setup. This time Nwpo does use the flip. He has given us all of it. Most recently, he was dropping him down, and that's why you see Mawkzy waiting and waiting, not wanting to pre-jump, wanting to be available for the low 50 that might come. Mawkzy got a little bit ahead of himself. Not sure what his plan was for that flick, but he was too far in front of the ball. Nwpo tried to go crossbar down. He has a boost steal from Mawkzy. Mawkzy has a decent amount to work with, though. It's forced off as these two almost perfectly tie on that challenge in the corner, but that favors Mawkzy. Mawkzy shooting top shelf. Nwpo, no way, gets the save. He throws the no problem. I think he was trying to land. It's not going to show us. He was trying to land inside. Oh, no, it is going to show us. Yeah, right here. He tried to get all four wheels on, I think, and then jump off and go to the ball. But because he didn't get all four wheels, the second jump was just... Or because he didn't jump... Wait, I'm confusing myself, but... I think he was trying to single jump and then flip, and he flipped immediately. Mawkzy placing it top left. He's going to force a game 7 here. I can't believe he's actually working it all the way back just like he promised he would. Sees Nwpo coming off the back wall and knows that that means Nwpo will be preoccupied, at least for a moment, in landing and turning around. And he could take it right off the volley into the net. There's nothing Nwpo can do. Nwpo in his favorite position to attack from, and the fake converts. How can you not be a fan of players who like to play ones like this? Such an exciting way to score on every possession, and Nwpo right now has to go to it because it's really all that's been working for him. These kickoff wins and wall to air dribbles, both these two delayed this a little bit. Nwpo on ball. He's going to be able to get midfield. Mawkzy tried to dive. That's probably going to get him scored on. Nwpo just tries to speed the ball, and yeah, Mawkzy can't get back. Mawkzy knew this was a bit of an all-in play. You could tell he wasn't fully committing to tackling the ball. He wanted to chip it up onto the wall and land perfectly. And doing so made it so he missed, and he's going to be forced to either own goal or Nwpo's going to get another 5-4. Maybe we aren't going to see that game 7 that we just talked about. Mawkzy going at the ball fully diagonally for his wave dash kickoff. And I haven't been paying too much attention, but that must have been based on a read on the way Nwpo had been playing those, because obviously Nwpo gets there quickly goal side. I mean, it's just, that's going to happen a lot. 5-5 with a minute left to go. These two trying to just score kickoff after kickoff. Nwpo! He just scored an own goal, or what I like to call own goals. Obviously not your conventional own goal, but when you miss a shot like that Use the last bit of boost you have off a kickoff. You have to put it on target. You have no choice. Even if it's somewhat easily savable, like it just costs a double jump, but the player still saves it, that's fine. You just can't afford to hit it the pure backboard and nothing else, because then it will go the other way. He gets a kickoff goal immediately. Tie it back up. So it's not the end of the world. But he could be up 1. Wow. Was Mawkzy's Fennec? I don't know if it's my ping to the EU server, but that ball almost traveled entirely through Mawkzy's Fennec. Okay. On the replay, it looked a little bit better. Just a wave dash kickoff that was well controlled. Mawkzy's going to slam in another kickoff goal. 8-6. Nwpo front flips out to the ball, and I mean, it's just too late at that point. He needed to stay around to be available to interrupt that play. Instead, he flipped past it. Mawkzy, another wave dash, kickoff, bump, converted for a crossbar down goal. Nwpo doesn't want to try the next 30 seconds. He's had enough. So it will be game 7. Mawkzy and Nwpo going the distance. Game 7. Nwpo in the Octane. And if I'm correct, I don't think we've seen him play Octane yet. I think we've saw Fennec, Dominus, and then all Fennecs until this game 7, where Nwpo has brought out the typical Octane. Will it be enough to take down Mawkzy, who had a ton of confidence in the best of 7? I don't know why Mawkzy didn't just pretend that best of 5s are best of 7s. Whatever it is that he flipped a switch in the past 3 games. Just pretend you go down 1-0 in every match, Mawkzy. But maybe it more realistically has to do with reading his opponent. I think Mawkzy feels good about adjusting to the way that somebody is beating him. Oh my goodness, he almost launched a shot for the first goal. So we got a read on what was working for Nwpo, and he found what was working for him and has stuck to it the past couple games. Nwpo trying to throw a wrench in it all by switching to Octane. Neither one of these two have been able to score, but Mawkzy's definitely had the advantage in the first minute. Nwpo has survived, though, and he's gone back to what has worked best for him, which is these full field dribbles, especially in the back corner where he has the 100. The setup this time around isn't great. Angled at the back wall. It's not where you want to be. The best angle probably to that opposite post, like we saw him do earlier. Forces defenders off the wall much earlier, whereas if you go near post or even back wall, then they can never leave it, and they never overcommit. This time, Nwpo gets the low 50. That's how we saw him start the series. He does it again. Take the early lead. Wave dash kickoff from Mawkzy, but the ball drops to Nwpo's back corner, where he's able to get his own 100. He's going to try and just speed the ball past Mawkzy. Mawkzy gets a demo. I think that just came as a byproduct of his save. Nwpo flipping through his flick and into danger's way. Wave dash kickoff. Mawkzy trying to get the wave dash kickoff bump again. He has been using that to farm Nwpo so far in the series. Air dribble bump. We haven't seen either one of these two really go to that a ton. I don't think that'll be the case in the next series we watched. Yen is not afraid to use the air dribble bump. Nwpo getting undercut right on the second flip, and that'll be enough. Not that he was going to really be able to make it back anyways. Wave dash kickoff again for Mawkzy. Chip into the wall and out to the midfield. The difference in the way he likes to play ones than a lot of other players. This double will be in! Mawkzy hasn't done anything like this all series long. Instead of playing his normal dribbles, slams one to the back wall to show everybody that he can double touch as well. But he's never been shy at double touching. If you guys remember, Mawkzy is one of the premier no-look double touchers. As far as 1v1 goes, He loves to turn the reverse cam on and really style. I think he missed his last attempt at one, but I'm sure we'll see him try it again, trying to fake the left side of the net. But Nwpo covers it and reads the switch up to the opposite side. And he reads it so well that he saves it with ease and sets up his counterattack to bring him within one. Nwpo able to steal the back corner. Mawkzy retreats to his corner to grab his 100. He's going to just chase Nwpo down, and I don't think Nwpo saw him coming. I mean, he must have thought he had more time and space because he wouldn't go for this. Oh, he should have seen him. Just a bad first touch, or he wasn't expecting Mawkzy to actually challenge. He thought maybe he'd turn and fake. Most likely just not the setup that he really wanted. Nwpo using speed to convert. Not the first time, won't be the last. As he takes the ball off the top of Mawkzy's car. Mawkzy, who is fully grounded, should have a fast recovery. Won't be enough. Mawkzy, another first kickoff possession. This will be so crucial as the game winds down. As close as it is, the kickoff battle that I think Mawkzy has had the slight edge on. Make it very tough to come back. Nwpo chasing Mawkzy down in the corner. Mawkzy has made a living so far off of correctly reading Mawkzy's early challenges, but this is a really impressive shot. You need to hold power slide perfectly as you land here and jump to get the right play. A player less talented than Nwpo goes flying away or skids out as they land and aren't able to follow it up. Oh, no way! Will they hold it for overtime? Oh, they won't. I thought for a second these two had agreed that it was going to be an overtime Game 7, which I was totally down for. Oh, what a save. That actually is an insane save. Nwpo set up high. I think it was a little bit of his own fault for the reason why it was so insane. I think it could have been easier. But he had set up high and had to recover low. Tons of space now. Will Nwpo let Mawkzy have it? Probably not. He tries to close a little bit of the distance and wisely gets Mawkzy to panic flick early. The last thing you want is to let him comfortably control the ball on his way to your net. Nwpo leans back for the reset and goes top right. 5-4. And the lead for Nwpo with under a minute left to go. Mawkzy, you just can't know. Nwpo has done so well all series long of throwing everything at Mawkzy on those dribbles. So Mawkzy doesn't know where to position, doesn't know what to predict. He's going to lose this kickoff battle, and he can't get back. 6-4 for Nwpo. Critical card changes after losses. First, he goes to the Dominus after losing Game 2, and then loses twice in a row before going to the Octane. Will it be enough? Looking for boost steals. Mawkzy's going to launch a long shot. Nwpo shouldn't have any trouble getting this save. Mawkzy has no choice but to be wildly aggressive in his attempts to bring this back. Nwpo's not been the kind of player to change his style to secure a game. He's going to go gung-ho till the very last second. The fake from Mawkzy! His flicks. You have to respect him. We talk all about Nwpo and his aerial game and how Mawkzy has no choice but to jump and expect some sort of shot. You know what I'm trying to say. Same here for Mawkzy. You have to come off the wall to try and guard. But would it be a monster flick from Mawkzy? Kickoff win for Nwpo. That likely ices the game. No way. Take the shot, says Nwpo. To give him a little bit of quick chat sauce back. Mawkzy been farming. He thinks he's good. Oh my. It's not over. It's not over. What is this? 24 hours, 1 second. Mawkzy needs to score this and win a kickoff. He can't take too much time. That challenge will end it. Nwpo wins in 7. I don't know what on your left means. I don't get it. But it's gotta be some sort of slight disrespect. Oh my goodness. 24 hours of playing 1v1. Oh god. Oh my goodness. Please, Feer, set up another best of 7. We might have to. Oh my goodness, what a series. And I will sweep him 100%. Oh. Oh my goodness. What a bot. I don't know if that's how I describe him, but oh man. Wow.